All right, Kenvin here, and today is the second part of my unknown split order round 2 fight. Confused? So am I. Let's work it out together. Before we start, I'm not sponsored by anyone, and I purchase everything at retail price. And I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment below. Okay, I made an order through Kansept. I keep getting that wrong. I'm going to keep saying it until I figure it out. I ordered 2 knives from them, and for some reason it got split into 2 shipments. And number 1 is right up there, and this is number 2 right here. So let's just go ahead and cut into the box and get it going. Get it out of this release. All right, bag on the floor. Kansept makes some nice packaging. I really like their box that they use. This cellophane, and then this box here. It's got the nice smooth and the slide out. Oops, I'm upside down. Oh, they got a nice logo. Boom, easy slide out. You've got your standard with your cloth and their info card. I will show quickly, and you can take a photo or push pause and screenshot to your little heart's desire. Oops. Bing, bing. Standard issue with all Kansept orders. It gives this little, I don't know what you call it, sleeve, pouch, slip. I am going to sneeze, and I apologize in advance. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay. We're back. The little sleeve. Get rid of that. I'm going to take a little sip. And we're in. This is a Kansept Kryo, it's called. Mini bag on the floor. This has been out for a while. There are many versions of this particular knife. Some higher end, like titanium versions. There are some mini versions, like smaller. And yeah, so like I said, it's been out for quite a while. They've had it. This is a newer version that they released with this specific style and design, or not design, the design's the same. Apologize. Yeah, Kansept Kryo. Check it out. Ooh, I like the way this blade. I like that finish. It's kind of black, kind of a shiny, but it's got that tumbled kind of finish on there as well. It's a really neat looking knife. Okay, so what are we looking at? This Kansept Kryo has a 12C28N blade. Anyone? Info? Anyone? Bueller? I have several 14C28N blades, but never a 12. I've never seen that. I typed it in on a quick search and didn't get as much info as I wanted immediately, and I got preoccupied with a squirrel or something off camera, and why can't I open that? That was weird. Am I getting that? No. Yeah, but I've never seen 12C28N. I don't know what the difference of that and 14C. If anyone wants to comment below, give us a little lesson. Let us inform us of your knowledge. So it's got a flipper tab that seems to work pretty good so far. That fuller hole flicks out. It felt like it was a little stiff, that initial one that I did. I haven't figured out why yet, but it seems to work fine. The scale's thick enough that, let's see, flip that out. Can I squeeze that? Yep, see that right there? You can see I can squeeze just a little bit, which means you can put a little extra pressure right there. If you're pushing hard enough with my thumb, that would maybe slow down. That might have been what caused that flip out not to work good for me. Okay, so like I said, micarta handle. Dye project. Should we try to dye this? It already has kind of a green. It actually looks more chalky white in person. On the camera I'm seeing it looks a little more green than it is. But we could make this a darker green or kind of a blue green or a shade of a purple or a blue or a green kind of added to this. But whatever we do is going to be, it starts here. So you only can add to this green. This green is going to affect whatever we did. If we added yellow to it, it's not going to turn yellow. It's going to be a yellow, green, blue kind of shade. So yeah, what I think I might try. I haven't dyed any of my micarta handles as of yet, but doesn't mean we're not going to. I like the hand or the blade shape of that. That cutout hole is huge. Coming way down here. Just the little Kansept, little logo there. Everything else, the little 12C and stuff's kind of tucked up in there. Makes for a nice clean design. Pocket clip cannot swap to the other side. That is not great for the lefties. It's kind of a bummer. It doesn't prevent me from buying a knife. I've got several. 3 of the 5 knives I bought at Blade Show Texas were not swappable to lefty clips. So it's definitely not going to completely discourage me from making the purchase if I really like the knife. Plus, if it's something I can use for a project, use it for a project, then maybe pass it on, sell it to somebody who's interested in it for a good price and get something else and continue experimenting. Okay. Ooh, there was that. Centering. It is centered lovely right in the middle where it should be. It is solid. I do not feel any movement at all. Blade is solid as it should be. The jimps, there is only 4 of them, but they are chonkers. They are massive. Great cheese with that. Those are, God, that hole is just ridiculous, isn't it? Look at how thin this little piece of the blade. You just have this tiny little bar that goes so far. It's like almost 2-inch little bar. And so it looks like the blade's only like right here. I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it looks great. I like a fuller hole, especially if it works and they don't block it off. There's sometimes they'll have one, but you still have to use the flipper tab. It's like, why? Why can't I use that fuller you've created? Looks like it's forcing your index finger right in this spot. There's a little kind of I call that like a false choke up. I've seen in some where they kind of, I could kind of do that, but I don't know. If you slip up, you could easily kind of cut your finger right on that right there. I'm pretty comfortable with it right there. Index finger. I have a larger hand, like I said, but pretty easy to make some controlled cuts with this. Does everyone think about the Kryo? Do they have one? Do they have an upgraded version? Do they have one of the minis? What do you think about it? Got a nice feel to it, nice action. You can swing it down fairly easy. Detent feels pretty good. It doesn't have that, like, I can't just swing it out. I'm pushing on it here. Sometimes you get some that are just kind of loose and you can kind of do that to it. But once it's in there, I can't do that with almost practically flipping it out, which is a nice detent feel for that particular style. I dig it. Close-ups. Let's get real close. So this handle is pretty plain. There isn't a lot. The edges are kind of chamfered around nicely, but it's pretty much just a flat scale. There isn't really anything exciting going on. There's no real contour other than just those edges being rounded nicely. It feels nice, though, in the hand. It's a good size. I kind of can spread my hand out a little bit and still get some of there. It's a full 4-finger grip. Even if I really loosen up on it, it still sits in the hand good. So for size-wise, if you like a larger knife, this feels pretty good. All right, let's get some measurements here. We're looking at all 8-inch. It kind of has a little, it's longer at the end than up there. I was kind of going in the middle. I was like, well, maybe there. We're looking at about 8 inches, right on the money at an 8-inch knife. It has a 3.5-inch blade to the handle with a solid 3.5-inch cutting surface with that little belly there. 4 3/8, basically, yep, 4 3/8 on the handle. Kind of call that a drop. What would you say? Just a drop clip. It's kind of a drop point, but it also, I don't know, it doesn't really clip though. It sort of wants to, but not really. Drop clip. Change my mind. I dig it. I'm into it. Okay, so let's put her next to the pyrite. The pyrite is one I always use as comparisons. People know the size. So it's not quite a full size. This is more on that, closer to that full size knife. It's just a little bit bigger than the pyrite, maybe a 1/4 inch on the handle, 1/4 inch on the blade. Lago from CJRB is a little bit bigger, so I would say it's almost the same size as that Lago. Like I said, closer to that full size offering. Part 1 of the Kansept order that I did was for this accipiter, which is definitely a smaller knife. This was actually the accipiter mini or mini accipiter. Yeah. Either way, it's the smaller one. They have a larger version of that. It's probably closer to the size of the Kryo. But the accipiter, if you want to watch that video, or Bing, or I already binged it at the beginning. Yeah, whatever. There it is. Maybe it won't let me bing it twice. The video for this is linked in the description. But yeah, for a little smaller knife, it's like a front flipper only. I like it. It's cool. I can dig it. Kansept has been some interesting, they have got a lot of interesting stuff. I've been really happy with it. This is one that I got when I was in Blade Show, Texas. This is the Tuckamore. This is another one where you can't swap the clip to the other side. But the titanium handle with that micarta inlay, I just fell in love with it. This one's got a CPM 20 blade. Sorry, my throat right there. Yeah, CPM 20 CV. My brain just shut off. But this is the Tuckamore. Very cool. So this was a more expensive knife, and I was still willing to spend the money on it in the right-hand configuration only. This one's more on that budget side. I don't know, prices change. Like I said, they have a lot of model versions of this, ranging anywhere from $50 to $200. This particular model is in that, I think it's around $60 range currently. May change in the future. But if I were to try to dye this micarta, what color should I try? I'm thinking probably a darker green or a dark blue to add to this would be the best. Unless someone really forces me, or not forces me, but convinces me of maybe purple. But yeah, I think we're going to do a dye on this just for fun anyway. It's something that's got to complement the black, so I don't want it too dark. Like really dark blue and black together. I'm not a huge fan personally. But yeah, more laser marking, more scrimshaw coming soon, unboxings, tons of fun on the channel. That's going to be it for today. If you enjoy what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Helps me out and I really appreciate it. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.